Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the Daily Market Insight for Tuesday, the 7th of December. All right, a little bit of a slight correction there in the equity markets. The key thing here is, right, trying to just keep track of what's happening with this Omicron, right? And if I just show you the currencies, it's easy to work out what's going on. As I was saying, I think probably last week when this came out, yen and the Swiss are the key here, right? They moved down as the fear sort of spread, right? Buying Swiss, buying yen. Now that safe haven is slowly but surely being unwound a bit. It's not completely convincing, but it's happening, right? Which actually tells us, and the market is waiting to see if the early signs or the early sort of suggestions that the Omicron variant would be mild. That's actually happening. We're seeing that the safe haven trades unwind a little bit. And what that will do for us is we'll go back to where we were, and that's with the strong dollar, right? So you'll start to see this should support the, once we get, the initial unwinding, this should support the moves down in the commodity currencies, Aussie, Kiwi, CAD, although oil has rallied a bit. And I did see that, like OPEC, hoping that the Omicron is bad, so the oil prices go through the roof. It's actually, so bizarre. Euro, to me, still the pair, a sleeping giant that is ready to play catch up, but that's where you have to come back and sort of work out what data's coming out, see if it's going to impact. So we are getting closer or back closer to some sort of normal market conditions. At the moment, US equity futures in the Asian session, not exactly setting the records either up or down. At the moment, you're starting to see just a little bit of a drift lower across the board on the dollar block. The other pairs, well, the safe havens are a bit mixed. The dollar against those other pairs is a bit mixed, I should say. The Treasury bonds are sort of whipping about, but they aren't as important as they have been. So right now, I'm sort of, okay, I'm looking at the Swiss and the yen unwind. Now I'm coming back to look at the what is coming out over the course of today. We've got the RBA, okay. Bit of an important one, that one, but I can't see the RBA doing anything at this stage, especially with this Omicron right in their face. And then you come back down here, keep an eye on the Eurozone, right? We've got the GDP numbers, the ZEW, economic and current sentiment conditions. Okay, that's a good number. It's a good historical number that the market respects. So if that does come out weak, that could be our catalyst for a move down in the euro. And then outside of that, you've got some numbers coming out here in the North American session. Maybe some labour cost revisions and productivity. The Ivy PMI, the CAD Ivy PMI is a solid number that does have a clear impact. And obviously the consumer credit numbers later in the day on the US is probably the key to it. All right, so that's where we are. We are starting to see, as I said, that safe haven trades slowly unwind. We have seen the yen have a few false starts there, but it does look like they're ready to go back. If that is, then we're back on dollar. We're back onto the fundamentals, US dollar, the major focus, and that'll be perfect, right, ahead of the US CPI numbers later in the week. All right, guys, have a good one. All the best. Cheerio.